Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney have gone back and forth in the polls here in Michigan. Matter of fact, Santorum was up about 9% recently, but today they're back to neck and neck according to a new poll. Mitt Romney says he will be the candidate in this pivotal state that will be able to bring jobs back to Michigan and Ohio. Obviously, Michigan and Ohio have been devastated by these factory closings. Jobs are leaving us. We're really trying to get back on our feet. Tell the people of Michigan how your policies will help.
Well, unfortunately, the president has done everything wrong when it comes to creating jobs in America. What I'll do is, first of all, crack down on China. They've been stealing jobs in this country. They've been allowed to go across our industries and take our technology, take our know-how, take our patents. They've manipulated their currency. I'll crack down on China. I'll also make sure regulators in this country recognize that part of their job is to encourage industry as opposed to crush it. And then I'll also open up our energy resources in this country. We have a lot of natural gas and oil and coal. We ought to get it, be able to use it in this country to become energy secure. And then I'm also going to make sure our tax rates for our employers are competitive with other nations. Right now, we're the highest in the world. And so, and jobs tend to go to places where taxes are more competitive. We're going to have to make those changes if we want to see good jobs rising again in America.
Just a few moments ago, you were officially endorsed by Governor Snyder this morning. But you've been having some criticism as well. The polls show that you were down yesterday 9% to Rick Santorum. Now you're about even at this moment. You know, you've also been criticized for maybe not being conservative enough. What do you say to those critics?
You know, the great thing about politics is that in my case, you can look at my record. Don't have to just listen to the words, you can see what I've done. And I had the occasion to start a business which has become a global leader. I had the chance to help turn around another business. I ran the Olympics, turned them around, and went to a state and helped turn it around and get it back on track. So I've had experience of actually running things successfully with great teams of people. At the same time, I've got a record as a governor of cutting taxes 19 times, balancing our budget, putting in place a rainy day fund of over $2 billion, helping drive the schools in my state to be #1 in the nation. I've got a pretty solid record, and so people can look not just at what I say, but also at what I've done.
As this whole political scene plays out, it seems that Michigan could be ground zero for you, for all Republicans. So what do you think you want all of those voters to remember?
Well, if I become the Republican nominee for president, and I hope that's the case, then I'm going to make Michigan a state that is a battleground state. I'll be in Michigan and Ohio. These two states, of course, I mean, these are states that if you win these two states, you win the White House. And Ohio's always been a battleground state. Michigan usually is a Democrat state. But because of my roots here, because I was born and raised here, and because of my mom and dad's reputation here, I think I can win Michigan. So I'm going to be fighting in Ohio and Michigan. You'll see me here a lot if I'm the nominee, and I sure hope to be.
A lot of my fans and readers and viewers that I know knew I was coming to interview you today. And their question was, they kept asking me, ask him, how is he going to bring jobs back to Michigan?
The best thing I can do is to create the conditions in this country, and in Michigan and Ohio in particular, that make this the best place in the world for entrepreneurs and innovators to come to. Right now, we've made it harder and harder for businesses to want to come here. One of the reasons is that we have union bosses that really guide the political process in Michigan, or have to a great degree. We're going to have to put the bosses aside and put labor forward, help the working people get good jobs again, make it positive for entrepreneurs and innovators to want to be here as opposed to want to leave and go elsewhere. You're seeing jobs come into the south of the United States in these right-to-work states. Michigan and Ohio are not getting as much of that as they ought to. I think there's a good way to get Michigan and Ohio back into the column of being great places for new businesses and for expanding businesses.
Tell me, since you're a Michigan boy, born here, tell me about your fondest Michigan memories.
Well, my greatest experiences, I think, in the state were with my mom and dad going up to Mackinac Island and seeing the beauty of the northern part of Michigan. But I also can't ignore the fact that I had the chance in my parents' campaigns to drive to every county in Michigan. There are 83 counties, went from county to county, and got to see people all over the state and really fall in love with the people of the Midwest. Look, I was born and raised here. It just feels right in Michigan.
Tell me what your connection is to Adrian.
Well, my dad's library is kept at Adrian College, and so the correspondence, material from his term as governor is at a special, if you will, place that they've got at Adrian College. So a long history there, and good to be in the neighborhood.